Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going over my most used sort of EDC gear for the last couple of weeks. I've done a couple of these before and you guys seem to really enjoy them, so I'm going to crack on with another one. It's going to come as no shock really right off the bat. I'm still carrying this Viperade VE15. It's a fantastic bit of kit. Anyone that hasn't got a Viperade or hasn't got a little carry pouch, I really recommend this. On the back you get this little Velcro patch if you want to put your little tags on there, things like that. Inside the back I'll keep in my cards and some cash, things like that. A nice little slip, really decent size, fits cards in there perfectly well. The nice little zipper on there. I did put this little Victorinox tag on there just to make it a bit easier to unzip. On the front then you do have these three sort of canvas sort of loops, which you can put extra gear in. I have used them for like pens, things like that, but I pretty much go for the minimalist when I'm carrying this. So as you can see, I've got two knives in here and I have a pen in there as well. And we'll just go through some of the knives and then we'll come back to what I've got in the pouch at the end. So this is no particular really order. This is just all stuff I've carried throughout the month or the last couple of weeks. So we have the Artisan Biome in this sort of blue G10. It's one of the only sort of modern knives I'm still really carrying at the moment. I do still have a collection of modern. I'm just really on a traditional kick right now. So you can see you've got the Artisan cutlery logo there. And you do have 12C27 on this blade steel, and it is a Mallory design there with the M. Really great, nice little, really simple, minimalist, sort of really slender slip joint. You do get a half stop on there as well, and a really thin, slicey blade, and one that's really comfortable, and you really don't feel it in your pocket. I'd be surprised if this thing weighed 2 ounces. But just a fantastic little modern knife. If you're looking for something that's not going to break the bank, I believe they're about £30 to £35 here in the UK on Heine Haynes. Would really recommend picking these ones up. There is a carbon fibre version as well, but obviously that's a little bit more expensive. You do get the same blade steel, so for me it wasn't really worth the extra money for the carbon fibre. I was happy with the G10. Big kick really on Stockmans again this month. They're my favourite pattern. This one pretty much fills all the deals for me really with this. You do get the classic wood, the brass, the nickel silver, and then you get that upgraded D2 steel, which really does it for me. It holds a fantastic edge, one that I know I can trust. Excuse me. And it's going to hold an edge all day, and I'm not going to have to worry too much about it, and then I can just strop it at the end of the day or the end of the week, depending on how much I'm doing during the day. Just have a wonderful razor sharp D2, and you can see this is the old Timer 34OTH, so that's part of the Heritage series, and you can see the D2 there as well. Another Stockman I've carried a hell of a lot this month is this 18 pattern from Case, and this is the red and black carbon fibre, and this does have the CV steel, so you can see it's developing a bit of a patina there on both sides, and a bit of a patina on the sheep's foot blade as well. And you can see the model number here. Do have USA 10318 and then the CV, and of course you do get the little spay blade with that as well. Quite a weird one. It's pretty much rounded on the end rather than that little point you would normally get. Of course you get the CV designation on there as well. Really great fit and finish on this. Does have the nickel silver bolsters, the brass liners and the springs. And then you, instead of a shield, you do get Case embossed or stamped in on the bolster on this one as well, with the brass pins holding that really nice carbon fibre on. Really do enjoy this one. When I first got it I wasn't a fan of the long trailing clip, but since using it it's really starting to grow on me, so I may have to pick up some more like this. Pretty much a recent acquisition to my collection is this Boker single bladed Stockman they're calling it, but for me it's a jackknife. I've only had it maybe about a week, but it's been in my pocket nearly every day since I had it, and it's a phenomenal knife. You do get that really nice black micarta there with the brass liners. You get that nice sort of acid stone washed 01 tool steel blade. And of course this is a Solingen made Boker, so made in Germany. Boker Solingen 01, you do have that chestnut tree there on the tang as well as on the shield there as well. Excellent fit and finish, maybe the minor little gap here, but really happy with this knife. I love the Stockman pattern, and to get one with like a single blade makes it that really easy to carry. It fits in your pocket really well, and it just goes in a nice little slip, and you can really trust that 01 tool steel to hold its edge throughout the day for you as well. Started carrying a torch in the evenings when I go to walk my dog, because the nights are starting to draw in pretty quickly here in the UK. So I've just been carrying this twisted assisted exclusive Soffin SP10V3. Really great torch. I'm not going to turn it on here because it's incredibly bright. I believe it's about 1000 lumens. You do have several different modes. You've got a strobe, sort of like a dull, a medium, and then a bright. And then you do have what they call like turbo, and it's like a super bright mode. And it does have a really good range as well, so I would recommend that. It does have a pocket clip and a cap brim clip, so it could clip on your cap and you could have like a sort of a head torch. Really do recommend this. Even if you can't pick up the twisted assisted version on their website, go straight to Soffin and grab one. They're not expensive. I think I paid about 30 for this. Another really great bit of gear. I have been carrying this sort of Victorinox sort of pocket sharpener when I've been carrying sacks on a daily basis. As I have been out and about very recently. I've been to the office quite a lot. I've been out on a couple of day trips on my bike, my push bike that is, where I would just be carrying a very simple carry. I might just have a sack with me and a couple of bits and pieces, and if I stop to make, I don't know, make a campfire or something, or I stop to make some lunch or something in my pack, I would take this just to keep my sack nicely tuned up and to make sure I've got that screaming edge that everyone loves. While we're on the subject of sack, I'm having a constant battle recently between which one to carry. It's between this, which is the Pioneer X, is the 93mm ALOX. You get the large blade, you get the inline punch, the scissors, and then you also get the can opener with the multi-bits on it, as well as the cap lifter with the multi-bits. Of course, no back tools or end tools on this, as it's ALOX. Really love this. I love the extra thickness of the blade, and it makes it that extra sort of durability of the ALOX scales. I really feel this is like a proper working Swiss Army knife, one that, you know, you can give it a bit of abuse and it's just going to take it. And then fighting against that really for constant pocket time is this Victorinox compact that I had that Dan over at Blade Bridge gratefully made for me. It does have the brass scales, and I have got this Tekken Master micarta scales off of Etsy. Can't remember the exact name, but didn't pay a lot for them, maybe like £18 here in the UK. And you can see they have sort of like a brass cross in there, and beautifully smooth and really well done. You can see the finish on there. They don't overhang. There's no sort of gaps or anything. They just fit excellently. And these, of course, are the plus scales, as the compact would have plus scales from standard. So you do get the pen in there, the toothpick and the tweezers. And then with the compact, you also get the parcel hook with the nail file on it. And one of the changes I asked Dan to make for me on this was the only one really I wanted him to make apart from the brass liners, is to replace the corkscrew with this Phillips screwdriver. So, and then obviously with the compact you do get the scissors, you get that combo tool on there, and of course the large spear point blade as well, and he etched that there with his logo, so you can see Blade Bridge Customs. Excellent bit of gear, really love this thing. Not carried a hell of a lot of locking knives this sort of last couple of weeks, but one that I have carried quite a few days is this here. This is the Urban Bowie from Kizer Knives. You can see you have that 154 cm blade steel, the Kizer logo on there, and it's this sort of pocket-sized Bowie knife with this really sort of aggressive, really like aggressive clip point blade. You do get a bit of jimping up there to make it really sort of grippy, and of course that is a liner lock, but the action on this thing is phenomenal. Nearly drop shut, it flicks right out with a reverse flick. You can thumb flick it as well. If I can get it on the camera, probably not. No, can't do it on blind camera, so ignore me. But you can thumb roll this out as well, it's easy to do. And for me, this has been sort of like the fidget, or if I'm breaking down boxes, this thing is a mean slicer. Fantastic blade centering. You do get a pocket clip on there as well. T8, T6 hardware with this heavy duty G10 scales, and it is open construction as well. Had this thing for quite a while. When I first got it, I wasn't entirely sure, but I gave it a bit of a clean up, and then once I put my own sort of lubrication there and oil in there, what you can see, it's nearly drop shutter. You give it like a little bit of a flick and it falls down. Really excellent action on this, and one knife I'm really enjoying recently. I'm probably going to carry this today actually. So that's the Kizer Urban Bowie. And then my all-time carried knife, really, this sort of last couple of weeks, probably no shock to anyone that's familiar with the channel, is this USA-made Oldtimer 80T, and this is the user one I purchased. I do have a new old stock as well, but you can see I'm racking up a nice bit of patina on that blade. See the Schrade USA 80T, one I've pretty much been using non-stop and one that I really enjoy carrying. I think it's mainly because this is one was already pre-used. It's like the history of it. I'm sort of carrying on the legacy of the knife, and it's just a fantastic knife in its own right. You can see the sheep's foot blade there, very well used. And then I believe the spade blade on this doesn't look like it's been used at all. It does look pretty much factory fresh. Ignore the sort of oils and stuff I have on there, just keeping the patina down on the blades I'm not using. But an absolutely fantastic knife. You have the saw cut dowel ring, nickel silver bolsters, brass pins, brass liners, exceptional fit and finish, and of course the classic Oldtimer hot dog shield there as well. Really love this thing. And then the final thing I've been carrying, pretty much this is every day, all day in this Viperade pouch with me, is this Olight O Pen Mini. It's a nice little bolt action aluminium pen, nice little grooves in it there. Fits really well in your hand. It's just a nice, really lightweight mini pen. I have used it a hell of a lot since I've had it. I don't ever find myself looking for a pen anymore. It's just there, ready to go whenever I need it. So there we go, guys. That's my most sort of carried gear the last couple of weeks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I'll catch you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.